Hi, this is Robin Hart of the Home Loans with Hart team, where we work hard every day to help you and your clients build wealth through the financing of real estate. This is our weekly market video update where we share with you some insights on what's happening with housing and mortgage rates. All right, so each week we do kick off the video with where rates are. So let's dive right in. The 7-day average of rates are kind of sticky, meaning sticky because the rate sticks to the sevens, and it's the only thing that really loves the number 7. The 30-year fixed is hanging around 7.13, and the 30-year jumbo is averaging 7.4%, while the FHA and VA rates are clinging to 6.5%. The good news is that recently we've had some slight relief. As Friday, most mortgage loan officers were drowning in roll-aids and Maylocks, thinking rates were surging and up to stay for the long haul. Check out this chart. It's the 30-year index of mortgage-backed securities. Now, the red means bad and the green means good. Now, more carefully meaning red means rising rates, green is a lowering of market interest rates. It's been a wild ride from the kickoff of the year up until Monday, January 13th. We had rates skyrocketed, and now they've eased some tensions by returning to their 2024 year-end levels. All right, so you might ask, what's causing this? No one's seen any difference. Fed keeps lowering the interest rate, and nothing's happening. Well, here is what's happening. And it's been a wild ride, to be for sure, from the jobs report last Friday, which came in hotter than expected, which is great for the economy, but bad for mortgage rates, which also means that rates got pummeled on Friday. All right. Then yesterday, Wednesday, we made some great gains on Wednesday when we got some good news on inflation, which is the overall enemy of interest rates. Now, inflation did tick up slightly, but the underlying price gains are muted. Now, what that means is some of the numbers in the inflation outlook are averaged over 12 months, which takes longer to come down. However, all the items that are in real time, those all were muted or showing no inflation, which is positive now for long-term mortgage rates. What is interesting is everybody thinks that when interest or inflation actually comes down, that prices will come down. It just simply means that prices will no longer surge. So just be careful. The new pricing is still in effect, but it's not going up any further. Now, U.S. mortgages have climbed to their highest levels since July. However, that we are all hoping that was our peak and in the past. So let's keep our fingers crossed that rates stay tame. Sales of new single-family homes are under 2/3 of pandemic peak levels. Now, why do I say that? And it's important because during the pandemic, real estate was not normal. So we have returned to a normal market. Fed rate cuts, in particular, have not lowered mortgage rates. They have lowered the overnight federal funds rate and short-term lending rates. Keep in mind, those pesky mortgage rates are driven by high treasury yields and inflation concerns. As inflation comes down, we do hope to see a chilling and a softening in mortgage rates. Now, this is great news for DFW and other news. Dallas ranked the #1 city for the U.S. for corporate headquarter relocations. Now, this was listed by Site Selection magazine. Now, this is great news because corporate headquarters means high earners, more relocations, more jobs, and it also means more business and more buyers. Okay, this actually is interesting. Zillow released their hottest markets, and it wasn't what anyone expected. Buffalo, New York came in at #1, mostly driven by affordability and wage growth. Now, wage growth I was kind of surprised at, but affordability, of course, who wants to live in the frozen desert? So, but it turns out a lot of people do. Seems too cold for me, though. Tampa, Florida came in at 29th, while Dallas came in at 30th. Other notable cities were Orlando, Florida at 23, Austin at 46, Houston at 38. My alma mater's home of Nashville, Tennessee, where I spent the weekend, came in at 31. So congrats to Nashvillians. All right. And if you're worried about home price declines, here's the top 10 markets for declines. And it's not where you think it actually is. It's actually in some of the priciest markets that held the biggest gains over the previous 5 years. No surprise, San Francisco came in at #1, leading the pack with a 10.87% drop. Now, in perspective, keep in mind, that's down to an average home price point of $889,499, practically just about $1 million for the average home there. Now, others that followed suit were Miami, Austin, Denver. Each saw declines as well as soon as their inventories started to surge. Overall, nationwide, the inventory surges have been 22%. Keep perspective on this, though. We still have fewer homes than we did on the market listed for sale than we did in 2017 or even in 2007. So we're still not hitting those 2007 numbers. We just don't have enough inventory. What's weird is everybody is panicking about a return to normal. Other places of note, the median list price of the average US home kind of leveled out, and that would probably be a more accurate term than say falling. It leveled out at 402,502. Now that's a nationwide average. In addition, Florida metros have also cooled. You'll see that on the map, but I feel those are related to only two items. One is the high cost of insurance rates, which has been a challenge for many years, and it's become an ongoing challenge for the entire state of Florida, mostly due to storms and also problems in just insurance in general. So also the high cost of HOAs and their maintenance packages on condos. So a couple of years ago, you might remember a condo fell, God forbid, killed a bunch of people, but then it mostly found out they weren't maintaining the maintenance. Now, if you defer maintenance for years and years, guess what? It's going to be costly to start up. It's going to be costly to repair, and people don't like paying money. So maintain those repairs. All right. Now, if you are young or have some young buyers, pay attention. First-time home buyers hit record lows in 2024, mostly because they were scared of high rates and scared that the mortgage industry or housing industry was falling. Now, first-time homebuyers made up only 24% of purchases. Rising inventory and falling in rising rents have made 2025 promising for more millennials and Gen Zers. Now, these improved inventory numbers are giving out signals to a strong potential shift to a buyers in the marketplace that now have some negotiating room. They can ask for seller concessions to pay for those closing costs, help in paying for some additional ongoing expenses. So, pay attention, because it's a great time now to ask those sellers pay for those closing costs, and it can help lower the threshold of what a home buyer has to pay for in these ongoing markets. All right, now this is new, a top list for remote workers. So they apparently listed out all the metroplexes and areas and cities all across America that have the most remote workers. Apparently Frisco, Texas tops the list. What I find interesting is 6 years ago, no one cared. All right. And this is something we in the mortgage world do pay attention to: birth rate declines in Texas. Despite population growth, Texas birth rates fell from 399,482 about 9 years ago, and it fell to 387,945 in 2024. Now, that's despite having 4.3 million more residents. Now, here's what's happening. Fertility rate hit a record low of 2023 at 60.6 births per 1,000 women aged 15 to 44. The population growth actually was fueled by both immigration and U.S. relocations. All right. So this is fascinating. Only 9% of homes in 2023 were under 1,400 square feet, which would be considered new home, first home sizes. So that's compared to 40% in 1982. Now, what's causing this? Rising land, labor, and material costs make building homes, affordable homes, less profitable. I would actually stipulate that everybody wants the newest, most major, most awesome new home. So nobody wants the tiniest home on the block. Unfortunately, it could be the most profitable, though. Home prices climbed about 52% since 2020, while mortgage rates have been nearing 7% or peaking over 7%, as we've recently experienced. And many existing homeowners have locked in their low rates, so it's kind of pushing up that median age for a first-time home buyer up to 38 now. Used to be 29 and 27. So All right, let's ride in and have some fun. This is kind of cool. If you're a pool lover, check this out. Dubai has a $1 billion skyscraper featuring a crazy, awesome, daring rooftop pool. And if you thought our condos were high in the US, check this out. 63 of their condos have a starting price of $10 million. The amenities include tennis courts, a private cinema, virtual golf, floating water villas. That's a picture of those floating water villas concept picture. I'm sure it was AI generated. Completion of this construction is expected to be in 2027. That's just 2 years away. I think it's amazing. All right, so this is crazy, but apparently in the tragedy and wake of the wildfires out in LA, and stop and think, those people out in California are dealing with some of the worst tragedies you can imagine. And yet, of course, the internet goes crazy with it. So there's been people trying to connect the recent wildfires in Los Angeles with AI energy and the shortage of LA water in those fire hydrants. So, but apparently completely unrelated. And if you have questions, feel free and ask me. I've done a little bit of research on this. So that being said, everyone should know that ChatGPT currently uses about 18 ounces of water, which is 2 of those small little bottles, or the squatty bottles, about 4 of them. Now, that's for just 100-word email. This equates to 435 liters if only 10% of America used it weekly for a year. And I think that's where we're at currently. So AI will cause some problems and challenges in the energy sector and water demands, which are projected, by the way, to double in 2026, which is just next year, and keep going. It will likely be an ongoing debate about AI's negative impacts on our environment and on our natural resources, and as well on extreme weather and our ability to react to those conditions. So if you want to talk crazy conspiracies, this is kind of fun. Just Google how many AI billionaires are buying big plots of cheap land in low-cost acreage spaces. I'm talking Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Sam Altman, even the Meta guy who loves his masculine energy. The question begs, are they trying to build power plants and man-made lakes for their future power needs? These are questions you need to be pondering. And if you yourself like playing around with AI, OpenAI's got your back. Now, they actually have a custom GPT chat builder. So you can upload curated data, defining tasks, set up your own instructions, create advanced capabilities. These can integrate with other applications for external tools, services, and enhanced functionality. All right. And for the meme of the week, on behalf of every processor, loan originator, and underwriter in America, all pages, please. That's right. Whenever we deal with any kind of 401k, bank statement, doesn't matter, account, document, we need all pages, please. And it drives our processors crazy and underwriters crazy when we omit. Okay. All right. Now, at the end of every video, we do try to address when is the best time to buy. Well, it honestly depends. So here's the rub. All right. If you have some savings, we're talking $3,000 to $5,000. I don't care if it's in a 401k or in a checking and savings account. All right. That's one step. Number 2, if you have credit scores higher than 600, FYI, we finance all the way down to 580 credit scores. Number 3, you have stable income source like a W-2 job, or you've been self-employed for a number of years, filed your taxes, and show a profit on those taxes. You may want to start asking yourself why you pay rent. Just this week alone, I talked to 2 people who are actually paying $2,300 or more in rent. I was asking them why they rent, and they just never thought of buying or thought they had to have 20% down, which, guess what? You don't need that much. All right. Now, my rates are now, because the interest rate on rents is 100%, I can honestly tell you my rates are far less than that. Plus, a landlord will never, ever, 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 ever give you money for moving somewhere else. That's because you have no equity. You don't own the place. Hint, the Uber driver doesn't either. The Uber driver will never pay you to get out of the car either. They only charge you money to get in the car and charge you when you get out. Yet, if you own a car, you can sell it. And if you own a home, you can also sell that too. So why not bet on yourself and get something you can build equity in and later sell. You'd be using it every day anyway, because you have to have somewhere to sleep. So if you like this video, please follow us on any of our social media outlets. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and the artist formerly known as Twitter. Thanks for watching and hanging out all the way to the end of this video. I'm Robin Hart with the Home Loans of Hart team, where we are here to help you build wealth through the financing of real estate. We'll catch up with you again soon.